listen, alright? I just think it's dumb to be locked into a route with a character I hardly know. Alright? Like, at least if you want to trap me, at least do it in a way where, I'm not, well, where it's not really a trap, I guess. And by that principle, that's why I ain't doing it. Yeah, anyway, we'll do it eventually, but yeah. So I'm gonna take it easy. I'm just gonna be lazy and not improve myself at all. Then again, I can't really improve a heart condition, but still, you know what I mean? Just just a little more jogging. No, he's like, I'm gonna full pelt it. What do you mean, you stupid? All right. When I saw go for it, I thought I meant, go for, like, whatever. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. I'm taking it easy. Doesn't even matter. Also, apparently, Emmy is the route everyone does first, just because of this trap. Why is it a thing? What? I'm triggered. Anywho, I just let Emmy go at her own pace, and she doesn't show mercy, pulling half a lap ahead of me in an instant because I just don't care. I just don't care, and I just keep walking. Like what? I moved from like a little jog to just walking. I don't blame her. I mean, it's not as if I'm really putting up any sort of real fight, is it? Instead, I'm just running at a steady pace, which is what I should be doing, right? There's no need to go pushing my limits at this stage of the game. You motherfucker. I hate you. Game, why? God, is this even worth it? As we finish the second lap, I break off again. Emmy keeps going, and it almost seems to me that she's disappointed. Well, that's stupid. I don't have anything to prove to her. Come to think of it, I've got nothing to prove to myself either. I'm just fine the way I am. And what I'm not is a runner. That's just probably a bad idea. Maybe there's something else I could do instead of this. Getting up early sucks anyway. That's for true. For true. God damn it. There's got to be some other way to keep healthy. Walking, maybe. Nice afternoon walks. Yeah, walking, helps. Yeah, sounds good. Running ain't for me. With the heart problems. I wave to Emmy and head back to my room. I'll think of something else later. See, and then that's just straight up just being like, yeah, fuck you, Emmy. I don't approve. Back in my room, the first thing I see is the familiar row of medication bottles lined up on the top of my dresser, and it makes me feel a little bit depressed, as usual. It's annoying. I thought it was okay. Thought I had made peace with this thing, gotten over it. But what I really did, I allowed myself to forget that I even have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality, and trying to fight against it just hurts. Reflecting on it only is going to do me so much. I've done this before, for months. Seems like it's time to get over it. If I allow myself to forget that my life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others, I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it is a life in progress. That's how I'll rationalize it. At least he's thinking something. Still weird allergy things. I downed the usual handful of pills, trying to push the sun-dreary feeling out of my head. Then I prepare to head out to class early as usual. Alright, oh no. You already know. As I step into the hallway, I notice Kenji coming around the hallway corner, stealthily making his way over to his room with a large bag. As he sneaks past me, soundless like a ninja, hiding in plain sight, I call out to him. Hey. He jumps at the sound of my voice. Hey, man. I didn't notice you there. I'm really tired. I think it's more like you didn't see me, but that's not the issue. Where have you been this early? Shopping? Nah, I wasn't shopping. Sometimes I have to visit the math teacher. Yeah. I figured it'd be a good idea to find out what the next exam is, since he tells you in advance if you want. So, what's in the bag? I thought I'd go shopping while I was outside. I need supplies to continue the fight against the fast feminist conspiracy. Alright. I thought you didn't go outside. I wear a hat now. What? I decided not to point out that he's not wearing a hat at all. An awkward silence settles between us, and then Kenji breaks it by pushing his door open slowly, releasing a creaking sound into the air that only makes the moment seem more awkward. He sets the bag down inside his room and then closes the door. I'm surprised you went out of your way to find out a test date. Trying to take advantage of an opportunity to study is pretty diligent. Yeah, study. I never study. Oh, he is me. Me if I'm insane. Oh. I just wanted to know when the next test day was. I'm still going to take it, duh. I need to know so I know what day I can't afford to skip class. He usually sends out updates on that crap by phone, so I had to step out and check up on it. And why do you have to go out when you could just get it on your phone? I don't carry a phone. That's part of the feminist agenda. What do you mean you don't carry a phone? You mean you just leave it at home? Nah, I don't use phones. I don't have a phone. Phones. I have no phone. Why don't you have a phone? How can you not have a phone? No phone at all, no phone. I just don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. But basically, when I hear a phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. I have two theories on it. Either I have some fear of receiving some undefined, ominous, life-altering doom call, or I was beaten with a phone in the past. Beaten so badly I can't remember it. Beaten in the head? Well, where else could I have been beaten with a phone that would make me unable to remember it? My ass? I mean, you never know. Unexpectedly logical. I feel very depressed now. Sensing this conversation is more or less over, Kenji opens his door again and prepares to head inside. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one. Class is going to start in like 20 minutes. I already did something today. Too tired to go to school. Hey, you need some lip balm? I accidentally bought 2 because I thought the store had started selling individual AA batteries. Thanks, but no thanks. Whatever, man. He swiftly enters his lair, finally letting me go to class. What the shit is happening? For a change, I'm not amongst the first ones to come to morning class. Instead, almost everyone else seems to be here already. I recognize most of my class's faces by now, though their names kind of escape me still. Kinda. A lot. The class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school's. I have even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overly attentive. The first days, I was high-strung in class, as per usual. Muto finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about the festival. So, as you know, the festival is on the day after tomorrow. Hope everyone's projects are going to be successful this year, yada yada yada. Have a good time, but also come Sunday, please keep the meaning of this festival in your minds. There's Misha again. We're going through it. Games and fried food! Everyone bursts out in laughter, and so do I. Yes, thank you, Mikado. But what I meant, Dude, it got me again. The remainder of his sentence is buried beneath the ring of the lunch bells, and everyone starts packing their things. Muto deliberates for a moment, but since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down. Oh God, I don't like this. I remember this. crowded hallway, or as crowded as hallways in the school probably get. Most of the students seem to be heading to the cafeteria, but not me. I don't got a lunch date on the roof anymore. Oh, Jesus. No, she's come back. Be gone! Nah, there's really nothing wrong with her. I'm just... Now at this point, it's just a meme, I guess. Hisao! I'm going to make you a one-time only, super extra special lunch offer. Well, hold on. I don't like this. I feel like I'm still locked in her route. The time warp didn't help. Emmy's homemade lunch boxes and the privilege of enjoying them in private with two bombshell beauties. Her overly flirtatious sales pitch echoes in the hallway, a remarkable feat since it's full of people. Emmy strikes a very confident-looking pose as an attempt to one-up her own ridiculousness, puffing her very modest chest and making the V for victory sign with her hand. Sounds delicious. To what do I owe the honor of being invited? You stood there looking really lost and sad, so I thought you could use some company. You know, that's the most depressing reason imaginable. So how about it? You're probably really lonely and would eat that awful cafeteria food all alone otherwise. I'm kidding. Sure, I'll have your lunch offer. With pleasure. Let's go to the roof. Fuck! The game fucked me. The roof? Why the roof? Because that's where we eat lunch. And if I don't get up there, then she'll probably wander off, and then I just know she'll go hungry because she never packs a lunch herself. Who will? Here comes. Yeah, I have a feeling. Come with me! Without answering my question or waiting for a response, she grabs me by the arm and drags me through the hallways. I attempt to make conversation on the way. Why do you have an extra lunch? Emmy smiles guiltily. Actually, it's yesterday's lunch. I slipped in a run at lunch and forgot to eat it. Huh. No. This is where the time warp was. Why you do this to me? It's okay. We're in an alternate timeline where things didn't happen the way they should have. She was disappointed in me, so it's fine. The stairway to the roof was a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door, complete with a missing padlock. I wonder who the intrepid individual was that removed that lock. I bet I want to... What the shit? Why didn't... Dude, if we're actually still locked into her route, you know what? She wins. She's won this game. Emmy shoves the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight. I figured as much. Suddenly, a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Emmy flinches back, almost falling down the stairs. What? Oh, God, that's weird. That's 2 text boxes. Hello. Hi, you scared me, Rin. Wait, isn't she? Hello. Noting that Rin is speaking to me, Emmy looks curiously at me. You two know each other? I look confusedly at Emmy. She's that friend of yours? Rin has turned her gaze toward the clouds drifting above the school. I didn't know you knew this person, Emmy. The awkward silence only lasts for a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging the confidence off. I invited Hisao for lunch. If you know him, that's just better. Oh, does this mean I don't get food? Or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch? That's fucked up. Neither. I have food for 3. Nice thinking. They walk to the other end of the roof while I stay at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. It's pretty nice if I didn't have a fear of heights, if I looked down and saw just a fall of death. There's nobody else but here. Nobody else but here. Whatever. I guess nobody else is here but us. I guess roof is not as popular as it is in other schools. A few rundown benches and tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop look less desolate. The small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. I peek through the chain link fence to look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle brain and the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards the convenience store nearby. Somewhere, a watchdog barks at a passerby. Somehow, when I look towards the town center, the small town feel strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. The hectic lifestyle of big metropolises seems so far and foreign here. Nobody has to run to catch a bus like their life depended on it, or get their senses overloaded by neon lights and traffic jams. I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine, looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only one short year. But we're going to do so much in that year. Finding out about my illness and having to move away from home all came so suddenly. So I hadn't really had time to think about how I feel. When I step out of the shadow of the clock tower to the open, I feel warmth touching my back. Oh, the sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. A cool breeze sweeping over the rooftop makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind carries the scent of trees and flowers. Not that gross-ass smog and car exhaust like it used to just a few weeks ago. Emmy settles on a bench with Rin in tow and produces one big and two small lunchboxes from her bag. Oh God, can I add that big one? Come on, Hissal, what are you waiting for? She's beckoning me to join them, making room on the already small bench. Alright. Let me just squeeze on in here. I seat myself on the corner of the bench to take as little space as possible. It's pretty cramped, but somehow all three of us fit on it. Impressive view. Emmy suppresses a giggle and places a lunchbox in front of Rin and hands another lunchbox to me. Here you go. Lunch is promised. Homemade, no less. I'm impressed. What do we got in here? Wow, this looks really good. Thanks. I make them myself when I can. Conversation dies off as I set about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Rin deftly opening the lunchbox and popping a forkful of food into her mouth using only her feet. I'm telling you, she's got skills. Even though I've seen it before, I can't help but be impressed at her dexterity. It's almost a reminder of the sort of place I'm in right now. Will I ever get used to sights such as this? Oh yeah. Can't decide if getting used to such a thing would be a good thing or a bad thing either. Does getting used to this place mean that I'm giving up on being a normal person? Or does it just mean that I'm becoming more understanding of those around me? That. Because define normal. Everyone's... I'm distracted from my thoughts by the sight of Emmy tearing into her lunch as if it had insulted her ancestors. You seem pretty hungry. Emmy looks up, mouth half full, and swallows before nodding. She says, my morning run always works up an appetite. Which is great because then I burn through lunch pretty quickly. Helps me keep my girlish figure. What would happen if you'd lose it? Would you become a man? I very nearly choke on my lunch trying not to laugh. It's a figure of speech. Does your figure have to run in the mornings too? Do you always talk like this? Oh, God damn it. Talk like what? Like what? Dude, if I could do it on the fly, just do double at the same time, I would. I think that answers my question. Never mind. So, I struggle to think of small talk and settle on the obvious question. How'd you two meet? Rin seems content to let Emmy answer this question. Someone in the housing department thought we'd complement each other well, so we were assigned to rooms next to one another. Is it because one of you's missing the arms and the other's missing the legs and personality? God damn it! Complement each other like shoes in a suit. Huh? Emmy giggles at my confusion. Put us together and we've got all our limbs, get it? That's some sick joke. So I started helping Rin get ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every morning and not get along. I see. Rin chooses this moment to interject. I have trouble with shirts. Right, that seems fairly obvious. Really? Kind of? This isn't helping, but at least Emmy seems to find the whole thing funny. That, combined with the fact that Rin is genuinely curious, makes me feel slightly better and yet confused. I mean, you ain't got no arms. So, putting on a shirt seems like one of those things it'd be really difficult. You know what? I'm just gonna stop talking. It'll save me a lot of trouble in the long run. She's okay. It's fine. Rin nods in what I suspect is meant to be a sage manner. I see. The conversation dies as I turn my attention back to my lunch. Alright, fuck that up. It's really quite good. Emmy finishes her lunch first and makes a contented noise. That was good. As she busies herself with cleaning up her lunch, Rin speaks up. I'm thirsty. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Sorry. We need drinks. With a flourish, she reaches into her bag and removes a trio of juice boxes. Juice boxes! She tosses me one that appears to be the cranberry juice. Ugh. One to Rin that appears to be some kind of strawberry milk in a juice box? I mean, I guess that's a thing. Complete with pink color scheme. And keeps an equally pink box of some kind of fruit punch for herself. You gave me the worst one. God damn it. Rin dexterously stabs her straw through the top of her box and begins to drink. I'm once again impressed by how flexible she is, but this time I keep my comment to myself. Somehow I don't think either Emmy or Rin are the sorts of people to think twice about the way they work around their particular disabilities. Rin especially so. Instead, she gives out the impression of being entirely unaware that she's missing any limbs at all. Where'd they go? Whether or not that's a conscious decision is another matter. I'm not entirely sure. So, Hisao, how do you like it up here? That's quite nice, actually. I like high places for the view. The person playing doesn't, though. Thanks for inviting me up here. And for lunch, too. Just, holds open the lunchbox. Emmy grins a 1,000-watt grin. Pleased by my response, I suppose. No problem. Feel free to eat with us next time, too, okay? Oh, burp. Ooh, where'd that come from? I won't make you a lunch, but you can bring your own up here. Aww. No lunch service? I don't know. Emmy looks mock offended. Trying to take advantage of my good nature? The nerve! She giggles. Well, if that's your answer, I guess Rin and I will just keep eating lunch all alone. I am suddenly assaulted by the most heart-rending puppy dog eyes I've ever seen in my life, as Emmy pouts. I'm kidding. Just kidding. I'd love to eat lunch up here again. I just don't know if I'll have time with it. Or time for it. Good location and the company's alright. Emmy frowns a bit at my declaration of alright. But seems happy enough that I've accepted her invitation. I guess this makes us friends now. I guess. Or at least acquaintances. Oh God. The lunch bell rings, signaling a return to a return downstairs. Rin, you didn't finish your lunch again. I wasn't that hungry. If you don't eat more, you're gonna fade away. Rin shrugs as if this is an acceptable risk. Come on, we'd better get going. Can I eat her lunch if she's not gonna eat it? God damn it. The three of us head down the stairs together. Wonder how, never mind. I can't. The afternoon class passes. Once again, I find myself without a plan for something to do after school, so I head to the library to return a couple of books I finished reading. I want to see if I get you don't get on anyone's route ending. You're just a loser. Oh, okay. Walking inside, I see that there are about as many students here as there were on Tuesday. All the more evident from the almost total silence enveloping the room. Oh my fucking God. As I drop the books I'd borrowed into the return slot in the counter, Yuko suddenly pops up behind it, quite startled from the banging they make as they hit the trolley next to her. That sounded like I literally slammed them on purpose. Just wham! Oh, sorry, Yuko. Didn't mean to startle you. No, that's fine. It happens. A lot. I'm used to it by now. Can I help you? That's okay. I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. I suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. Not much else to do, and after reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it's become a hard habit to break. I wander down the fiction section. Oh yeah, toward back to the library. He's just scanning. Yep, scanning the bookshelves for anything that catches my eye. As I do, I look over to the corner where Hanako had been last time I was there, not really expecting anything to come of it. But she's there! Yep. Surprisingly, though, she's still there, absorbed completely in a fairly thick book. I decide against intruding on her like last time and get back to finding reading material. Damn it! I want to intrude! After an discernible amount of time spent pursuing the aisles, and by pursuing I mean perusing, I finally decide on a couple of books to get and slide them off the shelf. With a minimum of fuss, I quickly walk over to the counter, check out my books, and pop them into the bag as I walk out. Alright, I got some more books. By the time I leave the main building, sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. Guess I need to buy some supplies. Can't live off cafeteria food and eating out for my entire stay here. I mean, you could. As I leave for the gate, I make I make a few loud stretches. To try and stave off the tiredness that's accumulated over the week. Oh, hi. How you doing? After passing through and rounding the corner, though, I see a solitary figure walking downhill towards the small town below. The color of her hair and tapping of her cane are unmistakable. I'm heading down there too. We can head down together. I quickly walk up to her, which seems to catch her attention without a word needing to be said. Hi, Lily. She takes a moment to place the voice, slightly adjusting her head to face a bit more towards the source of my voice as she does. Hisao? Yep, that's me. She seems to have a good memory for voices. The fact that she actually remembered is a pleasant surprise. Good evening. What brings you here? Once again, she gives a small polite bow, and once again, I reply in kind before realizing that I needn't do so. Just going into town. You? My, what a coincidence. The Ara. Doing the same thing, huh? I usually go shopping on Fridays. She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking a little lost. That said, Hanako usually comes into town with me. Not lost, but worried. The two do seem to keep pretty close tabs on one another. It's kind of surprising that Hanako would just forget Lily like that. I noticed her reading in the library. Let's be honest here, she probably just got caught up in a book. She lets out a small sigh of relief. Thank you. She has a bit of a habit doing that. Avid reader, huh? Right. She doesn't like being around crowds of people. So reading away from everyone lets her relax a bit. Although she probably didn't intend it, I can't help but grimace as I recall my first meeting with her. Hardly wanting to bring that up, I remain silent as we quietly and continue to walk down the quiet road. Tack, 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 tack. Is that the with the road bereft of cars and the students of Yamaku increasingly far behind us, the quiet rustling of leaves and the measured tapping of Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that can be heard. It's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle of where I used to live. It's a nice, peaceful place. Before I know it, I've relaxed so much that a loud yawn escapes before I can control it. Tired? Yeah, been running ragged these past few days. That's an understatement to be sure. Transferring into a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this. Well, hopefully everything should settle down for you. The festival's got everyone in a spin right now, and you've been plopped right in the middle of things. For a moment I hesitate, but given her apparent tolerance for frankness, I decide to give my full thoughts. I guess Yamaku's kind of different, though. I mean, the formality surrounding everything, the isolation around it, not to mention the most obvious difference. It's kind of a whole different mindset. I suppose I'll get used to it in time, though. She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. It feels almost as if she's included me in the flock of students she's shepherding, along with Class 3-2 and Hanako. Well, not that I mind. It's nice to get my thoughts off my chest in any case. Looking on the bright side, one could see it as a chance for a new beginning. You should cherish the ability to make new friends. That's optimistic. Nonetheless, it's good to have a positive attitude about such things, I suppose. Yeah, it's nice to have a positive attitude about most things. I guess that's a good take on it. Alright. Oh, hey, we made it. What? Oh, the music slowly fades out. Walking down the road, she seems to be somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speaks up about something else. I was going to say, she's not looking that... So, where in town were you going? It's actually a good question. I'd come here to buy food, but the layout of the place is still totally foreign to me. I had intended to just wander around and see what I could find, but with sunset already approaching and nightfall not too far away, that doesn't seem very smart. I'm going to have to ask her for directions. Again. I was just going to get some food, but now that you mention it, I don't actually know the way. Well, now, this is quite lucky. I was just about to go to the convenience store myself. Well, looks like I'll be in your care again, then. Thank you. Together we walk to the store. My pace is carefully slowed to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, hers is quite a bit slower. Not that it's without reason. Look, give her a break. Oh, hey, we're at the 7-Eleven. It's not even know what it is. I just see this, and that's what I'm reminded of. After that, at what couldn't be more than several minutes, I catch sight of our objective. This town really is pretty small. Okay, let's see what we got here. Without further ado, we make our way inside with a greeting from the counter. Mind if I tag along with you? Usually Hanako would help me, but seeing as she's not here... It takes a moment before I realize what she means. Considering she won't be able to read any of the labels, shopping without any help would be a pain for her. Dude, that's... Of course I'll help! That said, I can't shake the feeling that she'd had the idea since I said I was coming here. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. I grabbed 2 well-used red baskets from the small stack beside the entrance, handing one to Lily. Ooh. She lays it on the ground, putting her school bag in, retracting her cane and sliding it through the basket's handles before picking it back up in her right hand. I like that, what they did right there. Wait, if she doesn't use her cane... Before I can complete the thought, she comes right beside me and pinches the the cuff of my uniform in her slender fingers. Oh! Is this all right? Sure. I have no reason not to accept it. I can think of worse things than shopping with a pretty girl holding on to me, even if it's out of necessity. We navigate our way through the store, with not one of the occasional passing customers seeming to bat an eyelid. Considering how close Yamaku is, I guess seeing students from there must be entirely normal for the local residents. As I reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily and find out what she needs. I grab it along with what I'm looking for and put our items into their respective baskets. I guess this is the same routine she and Hanako follow every Friday. Alright, all that's left is bread, and that should be my shopping done. Do you need anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then, to bread! With a quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the registers. The line, thankfully, is almost non-existent. It's not long before the both of us have paid our food and are out the door. I would not be so lucky. I'm always behind, and when I wait in line, I'm always behind the damn people that always got a fucking problem. I gotta return this. I don't want this thing because it costs too much because I didn't fucking look at the price. Fuck you, alright? Let me go home. As Lily retrieves her cane and extends it to full length, I waste a minute looking upwards at the sky while holding both our bags. For a moment I try to make clouds with my breath, but the summer heat doesn't seem to cooperate. Eventually, she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me to my two. You tired as well, huh? The festival preparations have been complete chaos. Shizune's breathing down my neck, and that doesn't really help things either. Hey, she's only trying to get things organized. Better now than later, right? I suppose. I'm going to enjoy relaxing in town tomorrow, that's for certain. Guess the festival preparations must be taking a toll on both of them. We walk out into, I fused out and into to onto. So, I mean, I guess that works. We walk out into the quiet street, talking between ourselves as we carry our bags of foods and supplies from the store. Wait, what's that? What's what? I notice a very distinctive figure making its way toward us, silhouetted by the street lamps. For a second, I think it's another male student from my class, but as he, or should I say she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Rin, what are you doing? What are you doing out here so late, Rin? Rin? Lily perks her head, looking like she's trying to focus on listening more keenly. It suddenly comes to me that I should probably interpret the scene for her. It's Rin. Tezuka, I think's her last name, from our school. She stiffens at the name and gives a complicated-looking expression, something like a forced fusion of a composed smile and a painful cringe. What do you mean? What's wrong with her? Ah, I understand. I guess Lily knows Rin too. Hey. Rin turns to look at us, looking terribly out of it. I'm not entirely sure if she recognizes either of us, or at least she doesn't acknowledge it if she does. She looks like a zombie. Or a zombie statue. But slowly, some symptoms of understanding seem to light in her dark eyes. This is something she must react to. Oh, Rin blinks once, very thoroughly. Hello. There's an awkward pause, everyone waiting for someone else to say something. Rin, what are you doing out here this late? What's going on? I was wondering about that myself too just now. What? Some people asked that just before. I assume they were wondering the same. What? I didn't know. They didn't know either. I asked. That's why I'm wondering. So that was pretty much it. It's a murder mystery without a murder. They were going that way. She turns facing to her right in order to demonstrate the direction the other people went, as if that were important, then rotates back like a mechanical puppet in one of those overly complicated clockworks. For a person who gives an impression of being the quiet type, Rin really does use a lot of words to say things that don't need a lot to be said. Unsure if she's finished, I say nothing. Neither does Lily, who seems equally robbed of words for the time being. I think both of them are, in fact, just scared that any response might provoke her to continue. Our stupefied lack of reaction doesn't faze Rin at all. She just keeps looking at us expectantly, a calm hint of expression on her blank face. She seems to be that kind of person, always so relaxed, as if a bull elephant grade sedatives were flowing in her veins in the place of blood. Do you have amnesia? I don't recall you having anything of the sort, though. Nah, I don't think it's that. The other passerbys were probably just worried, though. You do look really lost out of the way you're standing in the middle of the street. Oh, I see. Maybe I should have taken some other kind of pose in that case. I pondered for a while whether I should chase this angle further or give up for the sake of my own sanity. I decided on the latter. It seems that most of the time it's better not to read too deeply into what Rin's babbling about. Talking with Rin is like playing chess with a supercomputer who does seemingly completely random moves as if to mock everything you know about chess. Did I say chest? About chess! It's like that except with human interaction. You know, that's the best way to describe it. And even if I win, it feels like losing. Damn it! It's just like Kenji said. Even when I win, I lose. Is this the power of girls of Yamaku? I pushed the thought aside as too dangerous to consider further. Oh no, I might be going crazy. It's probably just Kenji's anti-female propaganda getting to me during a moment of weakness. Yeah, you know, maybe taking another pose might have worked. So anyway, you have no idea what you're doing here. She frowns, looking extremely displeased at either my question, its consequences, or the answer she's about to give. I do have some idea. I can't really tell what kind of an idea. Well, that sounds like progress, at least. Lily sounds as if she spotted an opening for some kind of discernibly normal conversation. I can't say I share her optimism. Yes, there is some. Definitely. The rest will come later. I'm sure of it. I always have reasons. Can we keep her? The ensuing silence kills Lily's hopes all too visibly. That didn't last long. Rin's, as far as I can tell, unbased assurances aside, what should be done? We could just leave her to her own devices, whatever those are. But it's late, and I don't think we'll be getting any thanks if Rin is found standing here in the middle of the night. Which she probably will, unless she manages to remember what she's doing here in the first place. As for me trying to guess what might have been going on in her mind when she decided to embark on this adventure, the chances seem to be on par with winning the lottery. Several times in a row. Lily's oddly quiet too. I'd appreciate some support from the sidelines here, especially if she's more familiar with Rin than I am. But it can't be helped. It seems her familiarity with Rin is exactly why she's staying subdued. So I assume you were going somewhere, not coming back to school. Any idea where? Her eyes widen in shock, and she jolts back in some somewhat artificial way, making it seem like an act rehearsed for situations like these. Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique. No, what? Why would you think this? You know what I was doing. It was just an educated guess. We walked the same street in the other direction just before to get to the store. If you were going to school, we would have met you on the way. Oh. She looks a little disappointed. Like Kenji, Rin appears quick to jump to completely irrational conclusions. Maybe it's something in the water here. I make a mental note to stock up on soft drinks. No, you stock up on bottled water. God damn it. You know, that's the second time this week that someone's asked if I was a mind reader. Do I really give off that impression? Rin shrugs her shoulders, which is all the answer I get. Yeah, oh god, I almost said something, but I didn't. I was gonna say, maybe you should come back with us to school. Lily interjects just as I'm about to further debunk my alleged mind-reading capabilities. She sounds rather concerned, the paper-thin smile on her face badly disguising that fact. Maybe she came to the same conclusion I did. For everyone's sake, I decided to let the mind-reading topic drop, and it's entirely insane anyway. Yeah, Lily's right. If you can't remember, there's no point in staying here. Rin considers this rather simple deduction for a moment, then nods. Okay. That was stupid. We start toward the school again, having wasted way more time than necessary with this episode. That sounds like literally for this episode. Rin walks along the edge of the sidewalk in her rhythmic way, looking like a mix of sleepwalker and rope dancer, while Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, tapping at the ground with her cane. Tap, 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 step, step, tap, tap, step, step, step. Apart from that and a few fragmented beginnings of conversation, it's quiet. Quite quiet part apart from the relaxing one into town at that. So, how's the mural going? We're going to get bad luck. Never talk about works in progress. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Bad luck. Stop. Tap, step, tap, step. She doesn't care to talk about it. Lily's politeness feels out of place for the first time. Step, step, step. The hill Yamaku rests on top of is surprisingly steep, going uphill. We slow the pace, but I feel my pulse rising and breath growing heavier. Oh no, might have a heart problem from a little exercise. I know, I know it's bad, right? I know, but you can still work up anyway. It's almost there. I can see the gates already. More than that, though, I notice that Lily's hand slightly tightens on my shoulder, interpreting it as a gesture that she wants to ask something. I speak up. Anything wrong, Lily? I resist the urge to say, aside from our traveling companion, but only just. For a moment, she seems to debate whether she should even bring it up, but goes for it anyway. Is everything all right? All right. What? How do you mean? The fact I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second. It's just, you seem unusually tired, I guess. Now that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. Oh god, no. Lily noticed it all too quickly. I feel like... Fuck, dude. I feel like, well, for me, I would say, sorry, I'm not in a very good condition, because it's true, I'm not, I have a heart problem. That's one of the probably biggest problems you can have. So I wouldn't keep it in. I wouldn't be like, I need to not talk about this. No, we should talk about it. We should be honest, open and honest. Honesty is the best policy. I swear to God, if this decision fucks me over as it has every single other time, I'm going to be so mad. But I'm not in very good condition. It's alright, I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. Oh, is it something that is related to you being transferred here, I mean? She cuts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing she was being a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp, though, and while I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's Lily, I don't think I mind. I'm just a little weak for the time being. Hanako said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought... Lily doesn't finish her sentence again, letting it trail off with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression spurs me to at least say something to ease her feelings. It's surprising she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must know that not all share not all share her own discomfort, her own comfort about such things. It's okay. I have a pretty I guess the best way to put it is messed up heart, arrhythmia. Had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it and spent most of the spring in the hospital. Ended in Yamaku on doctor's orders. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. My answer, though, only seems to make Lily furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem to quite know how to react, given that we don't really know each other that well. Can't really fault her for it, given I have the exact same reaction. To my surprise, in a moment's time, her face shows that she comes to some sort of realization. Wait, so the time when Emmy and you collided in the hallway... Yep. I grimace slightly. Her ability to connect the dots so fast is unexpected. Yep, I guess that's a textbook example of why those rules about running in the corridors exist. That was a lot more dry than I'd intended. Lily visibly shies away from the continuing topic. While I do want to assuage her concern, I really don't want to dwell on this any further. Don't worry about it. I try to offer a reassuring smile, but then I realize the futility. Without knowing this, Lily smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything further. And it fucked me! Arriving at the dorms, Rin stops in front of her mural as if lightning struck her. She has been so quiet for almost all the walk back that I had forgotten she was here. It's Friday, isn't it? Yes, Friday, the 8th of June. This is bad. Bad? Why? I think I'm going to go in the fetal position and throw up, possibly in reverse order. I don't know. Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. It's Friday and nothing's wrong yet. This mural, it's going to need to be finished by Sunday, so everything's alright. Do you have any drugs or a time machine? What the shit's happening? This is not good. Not good. She's behind her schedule. Recalling Shizune's exasperation at Rin's carefree attitude several days ago, I don't know what to think. She has left herself open for a I told you so, unless she could pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning, specifically. Rin keeps staring at her mural, looking as mortified as she can. Leave me. I'm going to need to work for a while. I glance at Lily, expecting her to share an incredulous look at me with a roll of my eye, as I roll my eyes. But then I realize she's not one to do that kind of thing. Leave me. We do, of course, not wanting to aggravate her any more than she already is. There's a churning bad feeling in my gut. Rin sure has a knack of making people feel worried about her. She seems like a person who should never be left alone. She's fine. Maybe we should call someone? She sounded like she was going into shock or something. I'm sure she'll be just fine. She's just, how to say... Lily cocks her head a little, trying to find a polite way of calling Rin crazy without calling her crazy. Unique? Yes, a very unique person. I guess you could say that. She giggles at the notion melodiously, nodding in agreement. Sorry about leaving you as stranded as you talk to her. I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance. Oh, so my guess was right. Lily offers a slight, apologetic smile as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings have prevented her from becoming closer to Rin. And I'm not one to blame her at all. Lily lets slip a long breath, probably a disguised yawn. I imagine she's exhausted by all this as I am. Well, I'd better leave now and get these to Hanako. Thank you for your company, Hisao. She smiles very sweetly at me. It feels very different than normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. Genuine smile. Shh. I can't put my finger on what the difference is. It's just different. Relaxed, I'd say, but that's probably more just relief over getting rid of Rin, maybe. Yeah, good night. Say hi to Hanako for me. I will. Good night. Okay, bye. Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. I think at this point, Rin's like my favorite just because of the way, just because of how she is. Of course, that's why you like any characters. But I heard her route's like the hardest to get onto for fuck knows whatever reason. So we're probably not even gonna end up on that. I have a feeling at this point it's probably between Lily and Hanako, I'm guessing. I think we're leaning more towards Lily. It just feels that way. Which, it doesn't really bother me. One of those two, that's fine. Shizune's off the table because apparently everyone hates Shizune. Unless you actually do her route or something. Look, I don't know. Everyone's crazy about this game because they played it before and I haven't. So they're like, oh boy, I can't wait till this happens. And all spoilers get deleted in the comments section of. But yeah, it just feels like we're leaning towards Lily or Hanako, which I'm okay with. I'm absolutely fine with. Rip Emmy though.